In this session, we are going to know about Oracle Taleo suite. So, Oracle Taleo consists of different modules: Oracle Taleo Recruiting, Performance, and Learn. So, predominantly in this session, we are going to cover overview of Oracle Recruiting. So this is about our institute, MindMajix. MindMajix has 110 plus reputed corporates around the globe, with 450k plus professionals got trained or certified. MindMajix has 500 plus technologists delivering live online trainings, corporate trainings, and self-paced videos. Trainers in MindMajix having experience around 10 plus years, with 9 plus years of serving e-learning industry. I'm going to cover Oracle Taleo Recruiting Cloud. I have overall 10 plus years of experience in Oracle space. Initially I worked on Oracle EBS and then moved to Oracle Taleo and now Oracle HCM Cloud into various modules, and Taleo Recruiting is one of those. So I have given a couple of trainings, like more than 20 to 25 close to trainings, includes corporate and as well as individual trainings, which includes internal, external, and have trained close to 100 plus students. In this session, we'll cover what I mean, starting from design space to design, implement, testing, and handover. That's about me. Today we'll just get to know about what is Taleo and how it's gonna use and what are the different topics that we have in recruiting. We'll pick one of those topics and we'll cover today's demo session. So this is curriculum. So these are our course contents. These are the topics. So Taleo recruiting concepts, like we have requisition management, requisition creation, requisition approval, requisition posting, so ownership, collaborations, requisition search, pre-screening and disqualification questions, posting and sourcing, internal career sections, agents, agencies, employee referral, job boards, candidate management, candidate creation. So these are all the topics that we are going to cover entire this crash course. We'll focus on requisition in today's topic. So first of all, so what is Taleo and how organizations or corporates use this application? So as we know, in our day-to-day business, we have corporates hires go for hires corporates recruits candidates. Taleo is basically used for hiring. So Taleo is a standalone product, which means we have HR systems, like it can be Oracle EBS or Oracle HCM, which is on cloud now. So these are not a standalone products. However, Taleo is a standalone product. So standalone, I mean, it is not connected to any of the HR systems. It doesn't have a direct connection. There are some integrations, inbuilt integrations between Taleo and HCM, and also similar way we can build our custom integrations to flow the data to and fro to HR systems from Taleo. Taleo is used across the globe. So worldwide for Taleo, we have more than believe close to 16k clients who are extensively using Taleo. Going with our first topic, requisition. So what is requisition? So who raises requisition? So first, to begin with Taleo, so requisition is one of key concepts to start with. So in Taleo we have something called OLF, which is foundation structure, organization, location, and jobs. So these are called OLF structure. So this is the foundation to create any of the requisition. So what is a requisition? Now, when a company or when an organizations wish to hire a new talent, then requisitions comes to a picture. So basically organizations raise an RRD, which is used in recruitment. So basically they raise a requisition. So for every organizations we have a recruiting team, and the recruiting team coordinates with hiring managers. So hiring managers are the one who comes to know, yes, there is a vacant position, there is a vacant job. So for this, in order to fill this vacant position, they have to raise a requisition. So basically hiring managers are the one who takes the call in which vertical. Like let's say in finance we have one opening, in some testing we have an opening. So hiring managers are the one who have visibility to know, to see like where are the open positions are, and accordingly they will raise a requisition. So when a hiring manager raises a requisition, so basically what all the details that he need to fill to complete this requisition. There are some details hiring manager should fill, right? Let's consider a job. When a job is created, so basically what are the prerequisites? So like job description, subject, experience, education. So all these are the prerequisites to raise a requisition. What is the hiring manager role in this versus what is a recruiter's role? In Taleo we have two roles. So one is hiring manager and one is recruiter. So hiring manager initiates the requisition process. So hiring manager raises requisition and fills only key data, like as I said, OLF data, organization data, location. So in which location this job is open for. So those location details like United States, India, Australia, as an example. And coming to organization, so each organization is having a business units. Like for example, if we take Google is spread across the globe. So Google have their operation units in India, in United States, in across the globe, right? So this particular position is open on which region? Is it APAC or is it America? Like this. After location, organization is what comes to picture. So in organization, what is the business, which business unit, which operating unit they want to hire? Is it India or is it US? So location and organization goes parallelly. So if you're raising open position for US organization, under US, you have different states like California, Texas, Connecticut. So all these are operating units. So Google have their operating unit. So physical availability of their operations is called operating unit. So they have their operations run across these states. Now under this location, US, which operating unit they want to hire a new talent? Is it California? If let's take an example of California. So if it is California, so they have a operating unit which is nothing but organization. So Google California OU, that's the organization which hiring manager usually selects. So this is about organization and location, and the other one is job. So job again depends upon client, depends between organizations to organizations. So some organizations have different jobs like manager, senior manager, team lead, software engineer, senior software engineer. So these are the jobs. So this nomenclature differs from clients to clients, organization to organization. So it is not a static data for jobs. So hiring manager selects the jobs. So once hiring managers fills all these details, next comes to a picture, recruiter. So here we have something called ownership and collaborations. So what is this? So ownership and collaboration. So who is the owner? Who is the person who is raising the requisition is the owner. So in our case, hiring manager is the one who raises the requisition. So hiring manager is the owner of the requisition. And in addition to that, hiring manager selects recruiter. So as I said, we here in Taleo, predominantly we have two major roles who drives the complete end-to-end process. So one is hiring manager, the other one is recruiter. So while raising a requisition, hiring manager by himself is the owner, and he selects one of the recruiters from his team who should actually take care the next steps of process. Hiring manager just key in only some specific data which is very key and important, specific to organization. So the rest of the details is taken care by recruiter. Now the moment hiring manager selects recruiter name, so recruiter will be notified with the notification saying, hey, this is an open requisition which I'm raising for this open position. So go ahead and continue and fill the rest of the details. So this sort of notifications recruiter will be notified. So this how this notification works, how can we create these notifications, we'll discuss elaborately in future classes. But this is also one of the configuration item, like approval notifications, which we'll discuss in future. Now, so as I said, hiring manager raised a requisition and it's gone to recruiter to key in the other details. Now, the recruiter's job here is to fill the rest of the details. So when we are raising a requisition, so what all sections that holds. So he in the first step, hiring manager just raised a requisition, just initiated a process and filled only few details, right? The rest of the sections like job descriptions. So what is the job is expected from the, I mean, what is the requirements for this job, like minimum level of experience, maximum level of experience, like the certifications, hands on in some modules or hands on in their day to day, I mean, duties, what for what this requisition raised for. So these job descriptions, minimum salary, maximum salary, all the compensation related, like what is the pay frequency, is it a hourly, is it bi-weekly, is it monthly, annually. So all these details where recruiters fills these details. And are there any questions, like each section, like this is about compensation section. So next we have something called pre-screening questions. If the requisition is meant for campus recruits, then there are some specific set of questions which needs to be asked for candidates. If it is for professionals, there are some specific set of questions based on what the requisition is raised for. Is it for campus or is it for professionals? So the recruiter analyzes and tags relevant questions to requisition. Once again, there are a few more sections, and as I said, all these sections are a part of configurations, that what the ask is for from the organization and what we deliver. So basically, these sections may or may not required. So in our case, let's consider all these sections, questions, and then background check. Next is the passport vendors. So in Taleo, we call passport vendors are none other than some assessment vendors who provides assessment questionnaires, or it could be a background check verification partners, or it could be a I mean, while hiring you have different vendors, like HireView is one of the vendor where you select that vendor which is helpful to hire a candidate using a video interview. So this is one of the vendor. So all these vendors, whether it could be a background check or whether it could be assessment, whether it could be a interview, some sort of interview, online interview. So all these comes under passport vendors. So we have a separate section in requisition, okay, where you tag your passport vendor in case if it is required for that particular requisition. So for example, for professionals, if background check is required before they join the organization, then recruiter has to select that particular vendor. Like, I mean, as we know, for first advantage we have different vendors. So like first advantage is one of the good example I can think of for requisition. So recruiter tags this passport vendor FADV. So here we have some inbuilt integrations. So Taleo is having inbuilt integration with FADV and few other vendors as well. And again, it depends upon the vendor. In case if we don't have any pre-built integrations, that's again that's where the custom integrations comes to picture. So where we need to develop a custom integration and we need to make use of those passport vendor with Taleo. So that again we will discuss in detail when we come to that particular topic. But as of now, so requisition passport vendors is one of the section while raising a requisition. Now recruiter keyed in all this information, so updated this information, and now requisition is ready. Again, once requisition is ready, The moment all the details are updated, a recruiter submits the requisitions. So the moment recruiter submits, again it routes for an approval. So basically, hiring manager initiates the process and leave to recruiter to fill the rest of the process, the rest of the fields, right? Now again it routes to hiring manager for approval. So that's when hiring manager reviews the complete requisition. What is the minimum salary, what is the maximum salary for this position, so how many years of experience that a recruiter is looking for that open job, and what is the job description, and what about the other section. So everything. So that's when hiring manager reviews and take the action accordingly. So either approves or rejects the requisition. So let's say if a requisition is rejected, first let's take two cases here. Case one is requisition rejected. So what happens? So when a requisition rejected, so again it routes back to a recruiter, and while rejecting a requisition, hiring manager should leave their comments. So the reason why this requisition is rejected, is it because of salary grade minimum or maximum is exceeding for this open position, or a job description is not relevant for this open position. So based on the reason, so hiring managers leave their comments and again it route backs to recruiter. Now it's recruiter's turn again to modify or correct the requisition and resend for approval. So once again, let's say it's gone for approval. Now case 2, now hiring manager is quite comfortable with the level of details that requisition holds and it's approved. Now till here, so requisition is approved. Now how new talent, like how new hires will come to know that okay, there is an open position or there is a job opening in this particular company. In order to know this, so basically what recruiters has to do as a next step, so once requisition is approved, now they have to post these requisitions. So where they will post, so they can post in different sites. Example, like every organization might have their career section. So one is external career section, which means like those who are not part of their organization and who are willing to be a part of their organization by applying this requisition and getting selected to that organization. So that can be achieved or that can be done using external career section. So so recruiter can post this requisition to external career section and internal career section. What is internal career section? So internal career section is basically used by internal employees, where they can refer someone from outside, or if they feel that they have to move from one position to other position, so they can make use of this internal career section by applying to that requisition. In addition to this, a recruiter can post the same requisition to different job boards. So what are these job boards? So we have different job boards. In India, we have now Cree, Monster, Indeed, LinkedIn. So these are the different job boards that we hold. In similar way, for Australia, you have Seek, and in US, you have different job boards. So this can be posted to any of these job boards based on the license that the organization holds. So now these requisitions can be posted to external career sections, internal career sections, and these job boards. And apart from these job boards, last we have agencies. So which is called as recruiting agencies. So recruiter can post this same requisition to agencies as well. So agencies are nothing but the vendors who can refer their candidate on contractual basis. So again here we have different contractual contracts. So that again we discuss in detail in when we cover agencies topic. So now this requisition is ready for posting, and recruiter posted these requisitions to one of these career sections. The moment the recruiter posts this, so with the delay of 10 to 15 minutes, whatever the requisitions that was created by the recruiter and hiring manager is ready. So it is an now it becomes an external facing. So candidates, like the person who is willing to apply to that particular new position, so basically candidates can navigate to that particular section. In case if it is external, they have to go to company external portal, and they can view this requisition which contains all the data, like what organization and what is the location, what is the job experience, what is compensation details. What are the questions that they need to answer. So candidate comes to know once a candidate applied to this requisition. So this is all about a requisition, starting from creation till posting. So next concept, how the candidate will apply to this requisition, how the candidate details flows back to Taleo, and how the candidate moves from different stages, like from starting from applying till he gets hired. There are different stages where candidate has to go through. So that everything covers in candidate management. So till now we are just in the starting stage, which is requisition management. So requisition management covers all this: requisition creation, requisition approval, requisition posting, and what all the details or what all the sections that requisition holds. All these comes under this requisition management. This is all about requisition. As I said, like how candidates applies to this requisition and what are the various stages in their application process, starting from applying till they gets hired or till they gets rejected. So what is the process that that covers in candidate management. And once a candidate got hired, and how the candidate data moved to converted as an employee, that covers in HR process, core HR process. That will be our last topic when we conclude our Taleo recruiting. So this entire course, it takes generally 45 days, and if each day basically we cover one single topic. And once we done with those topics, we have a lab sessions as well, followed with our sessions where candidates can practice their case studies. Okay, so this is about recruiting and what all the topics that we are going to cover. So in today's demo session, we just gone through our acquisition management overview, and in coming sessions we'll cover each topic in detail. Moving on to next slide. So we have Oracle Taleo technical. Yes, so here till now whatever we discussed, like how the recruiter raises, how hiring manager initiates, so everything, like how you configure a requisition, how you configure a candidate selection process or candidate selection workflow, or how you configure a offer letter, so everything comes to a functional part. Now here we have a technical space as well. So in Taleo, so in Oracle Taleo, we have one tool which is called Taleo Connect Client. So this tool helps us to export and import the data to and fro from Taleo. So basically, and now as I said, Taleo is a standalone product which is not connected to any of the HR modules. But in recent days, we have an inbuilt integration with Oracle HCM. That's a different story. Just if we focus on Taleo, it's a standalone product. Now if we have to connect between Taleo and one of the HR systems like Workday or SAP or in any other HR suite, if we have to connect now, there are different ways. Like we have web services, we can make use of web services, and different types of integration suites that we have. But Taleo provides one of the tool which is called Taleo Connect Client, where we export the data from Taleo and pass this data to HR system through any of the web services or whatever the medium it is. In similar way, from HR, once the employee is converted, so there are specific details which has to flow back to Taleo. As an example, like candidate ID or employee number or corporate email ID. So all these details from HR, it has to it has to route back to Taleo. So exporting the data from HR system, and let's say we once we have a data in place from HR, again we have to import the same data to Taleo. So even for that matters, so we use a connect line, Taleo connect line. So this is a medium for exporting and importing the data. This is about Connect client. So how to get this software? So basically, so we have a licensed versions for these software. So Oracle Taleo Connect client, if you licensed version, that we need to procure from Oracle, and there are some free versions as well, but that for that you need to have a key, like a partner key, which will help us to use that Taleo Connect client. So those are available in Google as well. So like we can just use some free versions of Taleo Connect client. This can be further discussed in detail when we reach to this stage. So once we cover all those functional topics, then this can be covered in technical training. What are the certifications that are available for Taleo? For Taleo, we have Taleo Recruiting Cloud Service Essentials. So this is the certification which Oracle provides. So this covers Taleo Recruiting and Taleo Onboarding, complete topics of Taleo Recruiting and Onboarding, and it has close to 70 questions if I'm not wrong. So and out of 70, 60 percentage is the pass mark. So this is the only certification that is available, Oracle Taleo Cloud Service Essentials. The moment you complete the course, you will get a certification from MindMajix. So once we cover all the topics that we spoke sometime back, recruiting, so that will help us to complete one project end to end. So how to implement or how to configure recruiting, and starting from there till how hiring a candidate and converting that candidate to an employee. So covering all these topics gives us a complete a picture, and that's what uh, we can say it as a project. Now Oracle Taleo technical training lab setup. So what are the prerequisites, or what are the system requirements? So prerequisites, we don't have any prerequisites as such. So this is a cloud application, so this runs based on one URL. From Oracle we have to procure application, so no software is required to install in our local machines, and that's for application. And as I said, for Oracle TCC, Taleo Client Connect, there are licensed version as well as free versions which way we can make use of. So we can download that Taleo Connect client from Google. What are the system requirements? So system requirements, there are no specific requirements as such. So every quarter Oracle, if we procure a instance from application from Oracle, so every quarter they are releasing some patches, or which we call it as upgrades. So each quarter they will upgrade their application. So now let's say we are in 2021, so 21 is totally divided into 4 quarters. So each quarter they will release one new version. So 21A, 21B, 21C, 21T, so wherever we are lying. So currently as we are lying in the first quarter, so now the current version is 21A. Once we complete this entire course, so we can have some mock interviews which will help candidates to clear their interviews. So for any questions or any queries related to training material or demo questionnaire, any related questions, you can reach out to MindMajix. So here we have email ID, you can drop a note to MindMajix. Okay, so with this we conclude our demo session today. Thank you very much.